If we start to see some drill discovery here out of some of these first holes, Tech's gonna be very aggressive with something like this. So, if we're fortunate enough to see a drill discovery in hand at the end of this program.
All right, back inside our proactive newsroom, and joining me now is Quinton Hennig. He is a director with Condor Resources. And Quinton, always great to have you back. How are you?
Very, very well, Steve. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Good to have you along. I thought I'd get a big, great opportunity to get an update with Cobrioko, which is a project you're doing, and that's in partnership with Teck. So maybe explain to us how all this is working around this project.
Yeah, look, at Cobre Orco was a porphyry target, porphyry skarn target that Ever Marquez, my good friend down in Peru, he's a the exploration chief down there for Condor Resources. He identified this target years and years ago, and he managed to snag it just a couple of years ago as it came open. All right, so he's aggressively pursued and assembled this core target area around Cobre Orco, very discreet magnetic target, so a very well-defined circular target that says we have a big porphyry skarn complex here. Done a lot of work. Ever always does great work at surface, geologic mapping, sampling, and he's also done some geophysics. It says this is a screaming target. It's one of the best undrilled or unexplored, we'll say, porphyry skarn targets left in Peru.
Hmm. I understand that Teck is going through some pre-work, and then they're hoping to get pretty active there in Q4. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. So we've got a really good partner in Teck, in an earning arrangement here. And quite frankly, these kind of targets can take some pretty serious bucks to explore. And in this market, this environment, having a strong partner like Teck, I think is a great move. The deal was put together before I rejoined as a board member here recently.
Yeah.
I think they've done a great job putting this together in a way such that Teck, has their feet held to the fire in terms of advancing things and drilling. And we're going to see Teck probably reach that drill permit stage here shortly. We're hopeful, and we will see Teck actually commit to drilling. So once again, we have another great drill story that's going to be active inside of Condor in a market that is really absent of really exciting stories right now.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that because obviously, what you're looking for as far as the metals are concerned is very important, but also the fact that you're turning a lot of eyes onto the company, especially when you're working with a partner like a well-known company like Teck. This is really positive, I think, the work that's going to be done this fall for Condor Resources.
That's correct. Yes, if we start to see some, and they're doing great science. Okay, if we start to see some drill discovery here out of some of these first holes, Tech's gonna be very aggressive with something like this. So, if we're fortunate enough to see a drill discovery in hand at the end of this program, I think this is going to be a very exciting story for our shareholders, for the market in general.
All right, Quentin, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Good to get caught up with you and appreciate your time.
Anytime, Steve. Thanks.
All right, Quentin Hennig, a director with Condor Resources.